All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome you to our stream. This is your host of the evening, DJ Just Jay with Just Dimes CNT, your humble host of the Soto Podcast. We're getting ready to talk about something that happened in Oregon. It's a bit disturbing. So, it actually came out with a positive outcome. So, we definitely want to make sure and focus on this. As you guys know, the last story we did came out with a positive outcome because the kid survived. Well, a lot of kids survived because of that man. And a lot of people might wonder, well, who is he? Well, he is a new hometown hero by the name of Keanon Lowe. He is an ex-football player as well as a teacher in Oregon. So I want to shout out all my teachers, a high school coach, and a former college football star is being held for helping to avert a potential tragedy by tackling a student wielding a shotgun in Portland, Oregon. Man, that's got to be scary. Again, Keanon Lowe, a former star wide receiver for the University of Oregon Ducks, is credited with bringing down the armed student. I repeat, an armed student that came to the school with a weapon. Okay? Brought him down at Park Rose High School shortly before noon on Friday. The Oregonian, I can't say that. Why do they have to put that weird name there that I can't pronounce? The Oregonian, y'all gonna have to tell me how to pronounce that. Oregonian, and other local outlets reported a suspect by the name, this dude right here, his name is Angel Granados Diaz. He is 18 years old. He has been caught and he is in custody. This is coming from the police. Now, Granados Diaz, a student at school, was armed with a shotgun when he entered the classroom. I'm going to repeat that again. He was armed with a shotgun when he entered a classroom, Portland police said in a statement. Now, police said he was wrestled to the ground by a staff member whom students and parents identified as Keanon Lowe, who reportedly worked at the school as a security in addition to coaching. Now, student Cici Fapu told the news in Portland he saw Lowe take the armed student to the ground. She said, "It was crazy seeing him. He was a wide receiver for the Ducks, and I didn't know he could tackle like that. I was just happy everyone was okay," and Lowe said as he walked out of the school building after police cleared it. "I'm happy I was able to be there for the kids and for the community. I'm thankful that he was there to do something," a parent told the news as well. Now, Portland Police Sergeant Brad Yakos declined to confirm Lowe's reported involvement. Okay? Now, Lowe took to Twitter on Saturday afternoon saying he wants to be a part of the solution to school gun violence, which I think that's very, very commendable. But I've told you guys, it's a very, very dangerous thing to put your life on the line. It is very dangerous to take the law into your own hands. And I've always told you guys to be very, very cautious. But in this case, I'm pretty sure he felt like he didn't have any choice but to go ahead and try to subdue this dude. Again, his name is Angel Diaz, right? 18 years old. Came with that shotgun, as you guys can see from the photos. These are also some shots from the top of the school as far as photos, okay? Now, when confronted with the test the universe presented me with, I didn't see any other choice but to act. Thank God I passed, because that could have ended badly for him, okay? I spent the last 24 hours being more appreciative of my family and realizing we have a serious problem. I commend the school staff member who displayed quick actions and bravery when he confronted the subject, said Portland Police Chief Danielle Outlaw in a statement. The officers and school staff worked together to respond quickly and ensure the safety of all involved. The scare happened a day before Park Rose's high school prom scheduled for that Saturday afternoon. After talking with students and staff, we decided to hold the prom as scheduled, and I agree. I think that was a good choice. Just have to be cautious, maybe have people watching, security, and all of that kind of good stuff. Now, Yakos told the news in a statement that school resource officers will be on hand to engage with the students to show support while providing a presence during prom night. Now, lots of love for our Park Rose community. Prom is still on. Park Rose High School principal Molly Ouch wrote on Twitter, "Take care of each other." Granados Diaz, again, the student that brought the gun to school, is currently at the Multnomah County Detention Center. Multnomah County Detention Center. You guys know I get tongue-tied with trying to pronounce these difficult words. It happens, but I'll get better the more I see these words. But he's at that detention center on charges of possession of a firearm in the building, attempting to discharge a firearm at school, reckless endangerment, and possession of a loaded firearm in a public place, according to Portland police. It is not immediately clear if he has a lawyer. He's being held in lieu of $500,000 bail and is expected to appear in court here coming soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys the news footage. Let's go ahead and get this fair use popping. You guys wanted some positive stories? Well, this is going to be the second positive story that we brought. So here it is. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Tonight, police have released a photo of the Park Rose High School student who brought this shotgun to school Friday.
Possibly going to be an active shooter now at Park Rose High School, need more cars.
But he never opened fire and no one was hurt.
She saw a male walk into the classroom with a shotgun, said he was struggling with security officers.
The attack thwarted when Keanon Lowe, a football coach and security guard, tackled the 18-year-old suspect. Lowe, also a former star wide receiver for the University of Oregon, says he lunged for the student, wrestled the gun away, handing it off to another teacher.
In that moment, I was called upon and I just reacted, and like I said, instincts kicked in.
Today, Lowe tweeted, "I had no idea that I would one day have to put my life on the line like I did yesterday for my students," adding, "I'm blessed to be alive and extremely happy that the students are safe."
You never think it's going to happen to you. It's just way too close.
And last night, the school's junior-senior prom went on as planned.
We're still a community. We're still here for each other, and we're here to have fun together and show that even though it was a really bad event, we're still Park Rose. We're still strong.
And classes will resume as normal tomorrow at Park Rose High School. The school says there will be additional counseling and enhanced security on campus. Also Monday, that 18-year-old suspect will be in court.
Hey, NBC News fans.
Right, let's go ahead and move on to the next video. We're not going to do a whole lot of stopping. I'm going to let them play through. Let's get it.
A high school football coach in Oregon is being hailed a hero tonight after tackling a gunman on the school's campus.
Do me a favor, if you guys would, please click the thumbs up. I need all 75 people to click that thumbs up. Share our stream. Please click the thumbs up. Everybody, please do that for me, please. Thank you.
A high school football coach in Oregon is being hailed a hero tonight after tackling a gunman on the school's campus. Students, parents, and law enforcement say the coach prevented what could have been a tragic turn of events. Here's Carter Evans.
There's an active shooter at the school.
It's an all too familiar scene when a gunman burst into a classroom.
Nobody was really prepared for this.
It was terrifying. It was truly terrifying. None of us knew if we were going to make it out alive.
But at Park Rose High School in Portland on Friday, no one was shot.
Crazy.
The alleged gunman was tackled and held as police arrived.
Copy, going into custody.
And Keanon Lowe, the school's football and track coach, is being hailed as a hero.
He really cares about us, so I'm not surprised. He's a great guy, and he always makes us do our best, so I believe that he's just doing what he had to do.
Lowe played 4 years at the University of Oregon. To his former teammates, now in the NFL, praise poured in quickly. "You're a hero, and it's an honor to call you my friend," said one. Another wrote, "Keanon Lowe is a national treasure." His students definitely agree.
This makes me look up to him even more because, seeing that a person like him would go out of his way to do something like that for all of the students at Park Rose makes me feel like I'm in a safe environment.
The alleged shooter was a student at this school, and he'll be in court on Monday when classes resume. The Park Rose High senior promised tonight life is back to normal, thanks to the coach. Rena?
Much to be grateful for. Thank you.
I agree. I definitely agree. Let's go ahead and move on to the next video because I'm going to save my commentary for last. So let me see. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. In just a moment, let me pull this up and see what my brother said. We just got a $5 donation. I want to say thank you to my brother, Mr. Stram, in the chat. Definitely appreciate that, bro. All right, here we go. Let's move on.
The security guard and head football coach who took down a student with a gun at Park Rose High School said he's happy that students are safe. In a series of tweets, Keanon Lowe explained, "I had no idea that I would one day have to put my life on the line like I did yesterday for my students." The former Oregon Ducks football player is being praised as a hero.
Just say thank you because he saved all of our lives.
Today, many students returned to the campus in Northeast Portland to recover their belongings.
It's kind of scary because, I don't know, it's just remembering what happened yesterday.
Police were called to Park Rose High School around noon Friday after reports of a man armed with a gun. The suspect, identified by police as 18-year-old Angel Granados Diaz, entered at least one classroom armed with a shotgun. No one was injured. It's not clear if any shots were fired. Police say Lowe wrestled the suspect to the ground. In a tweet, the football coach wrote, "I didn't see any other choice but to act."
I know that the community and any parent like myself or an educational leader can really appreciate that was a true act of heroism, and thankfully the tragedy was not any more serious than it could have been.
People step up, they care, they're willing to put their own life on the line, and it's really heartening.
Lowe said he's not sure what's next. He wants to be part of the solution to stop school gun violence.
That suspect is in jail facing a variety of charges. The students will be back in class on Monday. There will be extra security and counselors available.
So go ahead and move on to the next video. Let's keep this thing going. So you're going to hear from him right here. This is Keanon Lowe, and I want you guys to hear from him. Let's get it.
After I'm in the classroom for 20 seconds, the door opens, and I'm within arm's length of the door, about 3 feet away from the door, and there's a kid with a gun, a shotgun, as soon as that door opens. So pretty crazy situation. In a fraction of a second, I analyzed everything really fast. I saw the look in his face, look in his eyes, looked at the gun. I realized it was a real gun, and then my instincts just took over. I lunged for the gun, put 2 hands on the gun, and he had his 2 hands on the gun, and obviously the students are, running out of the classroom and screaming, and I'm just making sure that barrel of the gun isn't pointing towards them or towards me, and I was able to wrestle it away and kind of save the day. Once I got the gun and I kind of called for another teacher to come to grab the gun from me, then it was just me and that student, and it was a real emotional time. It was emotional for him, it was emotional for me. In that time I felt compassion for him. And a lot of times, especially when you're young, you don't realize what you're doing until it's over, right? And kids today, there's a lot of challenges growing up in this day and age that they go through, and that the mental health thing and access to weapons and all this stuff, it's all a big problem that we need a solution for, and there's no quick fixes. But I felt compassion for the kid, to be honest. I had a real life conversation. Obviously he broke down, and I just wanted to let him know that I was there for him. I told him I was there to save him. I was there for a reason, and that this is a life worth living. It's been a tough weekend for all of us, really. Everybody in Oregon and a lot of people around the country. I've been getting a lot of love from all around the country, because this is such a story that usually ends in a tragedy, and this is from God's will that this ended up well. It's a scary situation. We were in the headlines, but we were in the headlines and it wasn't a tragedy. So I'm just thankful for that.
Right. And I'm going to bring up what you just talked about.
Hey, NBC News viewers.
Ooh, sorry, that's a little bit loud. I'm gonna talk about what you just talked about, Jessica, and the rest of you guys in there. I'm gonna bring those things up because I'm gonna make those my final points. So I'm trying to get through these videos so you guys can go ahead and hear what actually happened in the news. So if you guys would do me a favor, click that thumbs up. It'll share our stream and let other people know that we're live. Help your boy out a little bit, right? Let's go ahead and move on. I'm gonna let you guys listen to some of the students. Let's get it.
We were in class. We had a substitute, so we weren't really doing what we should have been doing. But the security guard comes in. My boyfriend said that he was looking for the shooter. I'm not going to say his name. But maybe 5-10 minutes after that, the guy comes in, which was my fellow classmate. He should have been in that class with us, but he wasn't. He was absent. He comes in, trench coat, and just the rifle, shotgun, whatever it was, in his hands. But it wasn't pointed at nobody. It was like pointed at himself almost, like he wanted. There's some more story to that, but it's not like really my business to tell. So, but yeah, we saw that, and we all couldn't process this. All my classmates were just like sitting, looking at him like, that's our classmate. He wouldn't do anything to us. He wouldn't harm us. My boyfriend gets up, screams, run, and we all start running for the second door. If that second door wasn't there, I don't know if we would have been alive. I was running in a zigzag. I didn't know what could have happened. And then our security guard, I think his name is Lowe or something like that. I guess he tackled him. And
guys, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I know you guys are thinking it. Don't act like you're not. Probably not the best person to interview. Yeah. But let's listen. Let's finish listening.
He was our hero. If it weren't for him, I don't know if we would be alive. I don't know. He tackled him down and saved us all. I'm really calm about it now. It did, like, I don't know. It was really terrifying. I was screaming. I was crying. I called the cops. I'm all talking to her, and I'm like, help! She can't even understand me. Can't even get help because I'm like terrified.
Okay. That definitely just confirmed it, because I'm sorry, guys. I'm really not trying to be a jerk, because this is a good story, right? But I think they should have, like, I don't know if these news people do this on purpose. Like, they go find the most airheaded person to interview. You don't interview her. You just don't. But let's let her have her truth.
So, but it was really intense because these things do happen and not many people get to be here or even in this position right now.
Jeez. Okay, let's try a different interview.
This morning, a high school football coach is being hailed a hero.
He did a really good job. I'm thankful that he was there to do something.
A school shooting averted when former University of Oregon wide receiver Keanon Lowe tackled an armed student to the ground.
It looks like there may be a teacher yelling at some kids, saying there's an active shooter at the school.
A scene that's become all too familiar. Police in Portland, Oregon responded to a 911 call just before noon on Friday. A man armed with a shotgun spotted near Parkrose High School.
I just knew to just leave because I didn't want to get hurt.
When police arrived on the scene, the suspected gunman, an 18-year-old student, had already been subdued. The suspect is now in custody.
Staff members confronted the person with the gun, and the staff members wrestled him to the ground.
Lowe told the Oregonian, "I'm happy I was able to be there for the kids and for the community."
The Oregonian. Wow, the Oregonian. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's go ahead and finish up.
Parents anxiously waited to get news from their children.
Officers are trying, you see them coming in groups, SWATs going into the school, and I'm just panicking looking for my child.
You never think it's going to happen to you. It's just way too close.
It's quite emotional. I mean, even though my son said he's safe, it's just, it's just the horror that it just doesn't stop.
Students and parents thankful no one was hurt, but still coping with another school scare.
All right, let me see. Let's go with this one, and then I'm gonna give my closing thoughts.
And 3608, if you're okay, can I actually start 641 and 642 to the Park Rose High School? We're getting reports in the tennis courts that a male just pulled out a gun and shot himself. Okay, copy. 1681. We're getting another caller reporting the same, saying that it looks like there may be a teacher yelling at some kids, saying there's an active shooter at the school. Another one calling in saying there's no shots from inside the school. 650 copy going as well. And we're getting an update now from a teacher online saying she saw a male walk into the classroom with a shotgun, said he was struggling with security officers, and they were in the Fine Arts building. 1681.
Do not have a male down here. I'm being told by the teacher that in the Fine Arts building that is right behind the baseball stadium, there's a male here with a shotgun, and I can smell what smells like a blast here at some point.
Copy. This is possibly going to be an active shooter now at Park Rose High School. Need more cars, so 942, 930.
Once we get maybe 2 more cars, we'll split up and take these 2 different doors.
3809, I need rifle operators to start heading towards Park Rose.
Hashtag see something, say something. Thank you. And I believe that is GSD Mom, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure. Yep. If you see something, say something. I agree. Thank you very much. Took on the $5 donation, so thank you.
We're slowly moving eastbound along this archway.
Copy. Clear the first classroom lot in there, moving eastbound along this classroom route.
I'm not sure if there's any other victims. They have non-emergency off here on north for it.
White male, 20 to 30, black hoodie with red lettering and shorts.
33, so we've cleared some rooms here. We're not seeing kids, so we're just trying to pin down exactly where the last place that this person was seen.
Copy. Security guard may have the shooter. 41, copy. Going into custody. Can you give me your location?
Well, we need to establish if there's just one shooter or multiple.
1681. We have not confirmed that yet. We are being told by school staff that campus security has this person somewhere. We're trying to locate that now.
Okay, my apologies. I'm sorry, not GSD Mom. I'm sorry. So that is first-time donator Susan in the chat. So yes, it did work. I did get your donation. I'm sorry I gave credit to the wrong person. So that's Susan. Susan just took on the $5 challenge. So Susan, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
There's no one injured in the school, and this is the only shooter.
I want to close out with this. I want to talk about this young man before we wrap up. And then we're going to let you guys go for the evening. In my opinion, Mr. Keanon Lowe needs to be praised for what he did in a major way. And I'm going to explain why I say that. To anybody and everybody that listens to this stream, whether it's a small group now or a larger group later on, right? Because a lot of times these videos need to resonate with people. They need to get shared out. So maybe people will watch this later. I think to all the parents, to all the staff, to everybody at that school, to everybody in that district, everybody there not only owes him a thank you, but they owe him a huge lifelong level of gratitude. The reason why I say that is because of the fact that we talk about these school shootings like forever, like it's an ongoing conversation, like these conversations never die out, right? We talk about Columbine. We talk about all of these different school shootings. I'm sure you guys have heard of some. You can post them in the chat, the different schools that have had school shootings, right? All of those parents that were hurt, all of those children that passed away, whether it were teachers or whoever it was, all of those people that lost their lives, rightfully so, they definitely need to be discussed. But just as well as they need to be discussed, while we can appreciate the ones that have passed away from those tragedies, I think we need to be thankful that there were no tragedies, no casualties, no injuries in this particular case. There are no students that have to go to the hospital. There's nobody that lost their life. There are no parents that have to plan a funeral. There's nobody that have to plan a memorial or anything like that, right? Am I right about that? I think that they need to, they should give them a medal. They should build them a statue. They should do a whole lot of things because nobody got shot and nobody died, right? Another thing I want to touch on. This is why we need to appreciate good men. Keanon Lowe is not only a great man and a good man, but he's an exceptional man. He seems to be an exceptional leader, as well as he was an exceptional football player, but he is definitely an exceptional human being. He saw something, and instead of saying something, he jumped in and took action. And I definitely respect that, not only from a father's perspective, but just from a man being around students. I love kids. I can safely say that, you know, I understand where his head was to just straight up take action, do whatever you can do. Now, I have another question. Will he be remembered as a hero for life? Like I said, we talk about these tragedies. We talk about so much stuff, 9/11, whatever the tragedy is, right? We talk about those things all day, every day, all the time. Anytime there's some type of shooting, we always talk about those things, right? I think his name should come up in those conversations just as often and just as much, and he should always be remembered for being a hero. Because I want you guys to think about how many students they had going to that school, how many teachers were there, how many other staff members or people were in that building, and think about that's how many people could have been affected from being shot. And that was prevented by one person, okay? Now, as far as the NFL, I don't know if you guys heard him say it, but he said at some point he would like to be a head coach. I think that should be a given, whether it be at this high school, whether it be at the Oregon College for the Oregon Ducks, or whether it be in the NFL. The NFL, I think somebody should reach out because he is a hero. I honestly believe that somebody should reach out and give that man a head coaching job of his choice, in my opinion. Like if he wants to come coach the Oklahoma City Thunder, then they need to give him the head coaching job at Oklahoma City Thunder, right? So that'll, you know, I don't know. Maybe they'll play better. But nonetheless, man, I want to give another shout out to Keanon Lowe. Again, to the parents or anybody out there. I think everybody needs to, you know, maybe sign a plaque, put it in gold, do something for him. Don't just give him some tickets and then we move on. You know, give him tickets to a game and then we just move on and then we just forget about this story. Another thing about this person, Angel Granados Diaz, 18 years old, had every intention on being remembered for life for taking lives, for being a coward, right? He was prevented from being able to do that. I think that they need to throw the book at him. I think that he needs to be put away for a long time. I think that I'm not so sure that, you know, that redemption is really possible with somebody like that, especially when they plan to take on mass murder. Just take on a bunch of innocent lives. I know the family might not think that that's fair because nothing actually happened, but something was planned. It was premeditated, and lives were going to be taken. People were going to be hurt, and we cannot take stuff like that lightly. I'll say this because we had my brother United Guns of America in the chat earlier. I think that this is why I also believe that I like the schools that allow the teachers to carry their weapons, the ones that are licensed. I like the fact that they're able to carry their weapons because in those schools, if a person like this comes to your school, you'll be able to at least fight fire with fire. You'll be able to fight back. So I do like the idea that teachers are able to carry their weapons. And maybe this is something that needs to be revisited. Because in my opinion, if you have more responsible United States citizens, staff and teachers, and anybody else that can legally carry them with guns, that'll be that many more people that can stand up against bad guys, and less work that police have to do, less work that coroners have to do, less work that hospital staff and nurses have to do, right? A lot of these things we can fix ourselves, but we have to be able to empower ourselves, and the law allows us to be able to do that, right? So that's my take. I want to thank you guys so much for coming through to the stream. I want you guys to remember, this is a hugely positive story. That's 2 in a row that we've done today, and we definitely appreciate you guys' vote of confidence and to continue to keep making sure and support our platform where we advocate for children first. That man right there is a hero for life. Keanon Lowe saved an entire high school full of children, our next generation. And I hope it doesn't go in vain. And I hope that everybody not only appreciates what he did, but take those opportunities and build on them and create something very, very awesome, especially those children. I hope they go off to do some amazing things, man. All right. Again, I personally want to shout him out. Again, thank you, Keanon Lowe, for being a person that saw something and not only said something, but you did something. We're very proud of you, brother. Prayer hands, thank you very much for listening to the story. This is your boy DJ Just Jay signing out. We're going to cut it right there. Throw the book at that dude. Get him out of here. It's over with. Peace.